Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, friends. I'm going to record chapter 4. As you know, that one, due to heavy rain and other things disturbance, we are unable to meet personally, I mean physically. uh, so that's why I'm recording this video. Last day when I was taking especially section 2, 12 to 2 class, I forgot to start the recording, so that's why I didn't share to you, even though it is available in my YouTube channel, chapter 4 all solutions. But now I'm again going to give you a video, especially chapter 4 from the new handout. Before going, just I want to tell you that one, the short test will be next week. Topics are 4.1, 4.2, 4.3. Next week, second class. That means Tuesday, 23rd April. So make sure that one you have to prepare yourself. Now, I'm going to start 4.2. That means second order partial derivative. Second order partial derivative, these things are as written. Second order means if you are going to differentiate f with respect to x two times, del 2 f del x square, or you can say that on f of xx del 2 f del y square, you can say that one f of yy. Del 2 f del y square means differentiate del f del y with respect to y again partially. Del 2 f del x square means differentiate del f del x, or you can say that one fx function again partially with respect to x. F of xy means differentiate partially f of y with respect to x. F of yx means differentiate partially with respect to y of fx. These things are noted a notation of second order partial derivative. Second order partial derivative. So we need to discuss about that one. So just I want to show you that one. Suppose that I told you that one, there is one theorem. If fx function is uh, continuous function, then f of xy is equal to f of yx. That means if you forget to write the order of that one, that means if you differentiate with respect to y of fx, or if you differentiate of f of y with respect to x, if you change the order, then there is no problem, because of if function is continuous, then f of xy is equal to f of yx always. So related to that, I am going to give you one example. This is solved example, that if f of xy is equal to x cosine of y plus y e power x, then find f of xx, f of yy, f of xy, and f of yx. So how to solve this one? Just I am going to explain you that how we can solve it. So what we have to do, just first write f equal to here x cosine y plus y e power x. So what we have to do, we need to find f of xx. So for f of xx, first you need to write f of x. F of x means partial differentiate this equation partially with respect to x. It means that y will be treated as constant. Y will be treated as constant. So del x of, so I am writing full step, del x of x cosine y plus del x of y e power x. So when I try to solve it, fx comes now. del x, that means see cosine y is the constant. So del x of x is 1. So it is only cosine of y plus y is constant. Del x of e power x is e power x. This is your f of x. Again differentiate this equation with respect to x partially. So again y will be treated as constant. So see that one, this is del x of cosine y plus del x of y e power x. So see, y is constant, so the derivative of this one cosine of y with respect to x partially is 0 plus y is constant, differentiation of e power x is e power x. So f of x is y e power x. This is your f of x. Now we need to find f of yy. F of yy. So for f of yy of this function, what you have to do, find first f of y. F of y means partially differentiate this equation with respect to y, treating x as constant. Here x is now constant, so I'm going to do that one, del y of x cosine y plus del y of y e power x. Differentiate this one with respect to y partially. So x is constant and differentiation of cosine is minus sine y plus e power x is constant and del y of y is 1. So this is your f of y. What you have to do now, again differentiate this with respect to y. So you will get f of y. That means differentiate. So minus x del y of sine y is cosine y, and del y of e power x means x, this one is constant, so it is 0. So this is your f of y. Now f of yx or f of xy. F of xy means del x of f of y. So f of y means del x of f of y. F of y we have this value, means minus x sine y plus e power x. Now differentiate it. So because of sine y is constant, so del x of x is minus 1. So minus sine y plus del x of e power x is e power x. This is your f of xy. Similarly, f of yx, that means del y of f of x. So check that one. We have f of x here. F of x is cosine y plus this one, cosine y plus y e power x. So substitute here and differentiate it. Del y of cosine y plus y e power x, cosine y plus y e power x. Now you are going to differentiate partially with respect to y. So what is that? X is constant. So differentiation of cosine is minus sine y plus del y of y is 1, e power x is constant. So there. So check that one. F of xy is minus sine y plus e power x, and f of yx is also minus sine y. So I told you that one, this should be always equal. If it is not equal, you need to check your answer. Hopefully you people understand. Now I am going to check few questions from the exercise. Find all second order partial derivative of the functions. Means this type of question will be asked in the exams, like short test 2 and final exam. So I am going to give you the answer of question number 1. The answer of question number 1. F of xy is equal to x plus y plus xy. Question number 1. Answer of question number 1. F of x is equal to x plus y plus xy. F of x is equal to x plus y plus x of y. all partial derivative. So all partial derivative means you need to find first f of x. So f of x means y will be treated as constant. So del x of, I'm writing full step, del x of x plus del x of y plus del x of xy. Now, del x of x is 1 plus del x of y is 0 because of y is constant, plus see that one y is constant and del x of x is 1. So f of x is 1 plus y. Now, again differentiate because of he is asking second order partial derivative. Second order partial derivative. So again differentiate this one with respect to x. So see that one, when you differentiate this one with respect to x, means 1 is constant, so 0, plus y is also constant, so 0. So f of xx is 0. So this is your f of xx, that means second order partial derivative. Now, I'm going to check f of yy. That means first you need to write f of yy of this function. It means that differentiate this equation partially with respect to y. It means this x is constant. So I'm writing that one now because of I already explained. So f of y, when you differentiate this one with respect to y, it comes 0 plus del y of y is 1 plus del y of this one is x. So it comes 1 plus x. Now again differentiate partially. So f of yy, see that what 1 is constant, so 0. X is also constant, so 0. So f of yy is also 0. That means second order partial derivative with respect to y again is 0. Now next one is f of xy. No problem, you can write f of yx also. So if you are going to differentiate f of you are going to find f of xy, it means that del x of f of y. So substitute here del x of f of y. F of y means 1 plus x. 1 plus x. So differentiate it. Del x of x1 is 0 plus del x of x is 1. So f of xy is 1. Now f of yx. F of yx means del y of fx. Substitute here del y of fx. Fx means this one. 1 plus y. Substitute here and differentiate. So del y of 1 is 0 plus del y of y is 1. So what is that? 1. So see that one, f of xy is 1 and f of yx is also 1. That means our answer is correct. So this is the answer of question number 1 of exercise 4.2. This is the answer of question number 1 of exercise 4.2. Now I'm going to do next question of this exercise, that is question number 3. F is equal to x e power y plus y plus 1. I am going to do third question of exercise 4.2, x e power y plus 1. Question number third. I am going to do third question of this exercise, question number 3. So question number 3, f is equal to, don't worry, it is given as f of xy. So if you write only f, that means also function of xy. So f is equal to x e power y plus y plus 1. What he is asking? All derivative like that, f of xx, f of yy, f of yx, f of xy. So for that, what you have to do? First you need to start f of x. F of x means partially differentiate this equation with respect to x. Y will be treated as constant. So what you have to do? Del x of x e power y plus del x of y plus del x of 1. So see that one, y will be treated as constant. So del x of x is 1. So it is e power y plus 0 plus 0. So it is e power y. Now this is your f of x. Now again differentiate it with respect to x. That means y will be treated as constant. So it is 0. F of x, x is now 0 of this question. Now, I'm going to check that one. What is f of y? What is f of y? So f of y means you need to differentiate this equation partially with respect to y. Now, x will be treated as constant. So same as like that we need to do. Same as like that we need to do. So see that one, differentiating it partially with respect to y, so treating x as constant. So x is constant, so no problem, and differentiation of e power y with respect to y is e power y plus del y of y is 1 plus del y of 1 is 0. So it is x e power y plus 1. Now we need second order, so f of y, that means again differentiate this one with respect to y. So again x will be treated as constant. So x is constant and differentiation of e power y is y, and plus differentiation of 1 with respect to y partially is 0. So this is your f of xx. This is your f of yy. Now I'm going to check what is f of yx and f of xy. So f of xy means del x of f of y. So now substitute here, del x of f of y means, see that one here, x e power y plus 1. This is your f of y. Substitute here and now differentiate. See that one, you are going to differentiate it partially with respect to x. So x means y will be treated as constant. So del x of x is 1. So it is simply e power y. And del x of 1 means constant 0. So this is your f of xy. Now I am going to check what is f of yx. So f of yx means del y of f of x. Now del y of, I am going to check what is f of x. F of x is e power y. So e power y. So del y of e power y is e power y. So see that one, f of xy is e power y, f of yx is also e power y. So this is your answer of question number 3. Hopefully you people understand. Now next question I am going to do question number 3 of 4.2, that is x power 3 plus y power 3 minus 3axy minus 3axy. Question number 3 of this exercise, question number 6 of this exercise. F equal to x power 3 plus y power 3 minus 3axy. So what you have to do, find all derivative like that one. So first of all, check that f of x. So f of x means differentiate partially this equation with respect to x partially. So differentiation of that one is 3x square plus 0 because of this is constant minus 3a, and y is constant, and del x of x is 1. So this is your f of x. Similarly, f of xx, that means again differentiate this equation partially with respect to x. So 3 multiplied by 2, that means 6x, and this full is constant, so this is your f of x. And now f of y. F of y means partially differentiate this equation with respect to y, treating x as constant. So derivative of the constant is 0 plus 3y square minus 3a, x is constant, del y of y is 1 because of you are differentiating partially with respect to y. It means that 3ax will be treated as constant. So this is your f of y. Now f of y, that means again differentiate this one with respect to y. So see that one, 3, and in differentiation of y square is 2y. So 6y, and 3ax will be treated as constant. So the derivative of that one is 0. So this is your f of x, this is your f of y. Now I am going to check what is f of xy. F of xy means del x of f of y. That means put here del x of f of y. F of y means 3y square minus 3ax. Now differentiate it partially. So y will be treated as constant. So the derivative of that one is 0 minus del x of 3ax with minus. So 3a is constant and del x of x is 1. So total answer is this minus 3a. Similarly, f of yx. f of yx means del y of f of x. So f of x means 3x square minus 3ay. Now differentiate this one. When you differentiate partially with respect to y, x will be treated as constant. So it is 0 minus with respect to y, 3a is constant and del y of y is 1. So it is minus 3a. So you can check that one. F of xy is minus 3a. F of yx is minus 3a. That means your answer is absolutely correct. Your answer is absolutely correct. Now I am going to check that this question, second part, verify f of xy is equal to f of yx. So I am going to pick question number 12. Question number 12 is f is equal to e power x plus x ln of y plus y ln of x. Question number 12 of second part. Question number 12 of second part. So I'm going to do second part, question number 12. Question number 12 is f equal to e power x plus x ln of y plus y ln of x. So what you have to do, what he is asking, verify f of xy is equal to f of yx. So no problem. I'm going to check that one, f of xy. That means and f of yx. It means that first you need to write f of x and f of y both. So I'm going to check that one. What is f of x and what is f of y? So f of x means differentiate this one partially with respect to x. So y will be treated as constant. So e power x plus del x of x is 1. Y, that means ln of y is constant. Plus y is constant. Del x of ln of x is 1 divided by x. This is your f of x. And f of y. F of y means differentiate partially this equation with respect to y. So see that one, e power x is constant, so 0, and plus x is constant. Del y of ln of y is 1 divided by y, plus ln of x is constant and del y of y is 1. So f of y is x divided by y plus ln of x. Now you got f of x, f of y. Why I am writing these things? Because of for verification we need to do this one. So now I am going to check f of xy. F of xy means del x of f of y. So del x of f of y. So del x of f of y. F of y means this one, x divided by y plus ln of x. So see that one, in this one y will be treated as constant. So keep outside, 1 divided by y is constant and del x of x is 1 plus del x of ln of x is 1 divided by x. So this is your f of xy. Now f of yx. So f of yx means del y of f of x. That means del y of f of x. F of x, this one, e power x plus ln of y plus y divided by x. Now if when you are going to differentiate partially with respect to x, with respect to y, it means that x is constant. So the derivative of that one is 0 plus del y of ln of y is 1 by y plus 1 divided by x is constant and del y of y is 1. So see that one, what is the final answer? 1 by y plus 1 divided by x. So see that one, f of x y is 1 by y plus 1 by x, f of y x is 1 by y plus 1 by x. That means hence f of x y is equal to f of y x verified. It means that they are equal. So this is the answer of second part of question number 12. Now, last question I am going to do this from this exercise, question number 13. F is equal to xy square plus x square y cube plus x cube y power 4. X cube y power 4. Question number 13. Question number 13. I am going to do question number 13. Question number 13. Question number 13 is f equal to x y square plus x square y cube plus x cube y power 4. So what is that? For that we need to know that verify means f of x y is equal to f of y x. So I'm going to check that. What is f of x? F of x means differentiate partially this equation with respect to x. So del x of x is 1. So first step is y square plus del x of x square is 2x into y cube is constant plus differentiation of x cube is 3x square. Y is constant here. So this is your f of x and f of y. F of y means differentiate partially with respect to y of this equation. So x is constant. Del y of y square is 2y plus x square is constant. Del y of y cube is 3y square plus x cube is constant. Y power 4 means 4y cube. This is your f of y. Now f of xy, that means del x of f of y. Del x of f of y. F of y means 2xy plus 3x square y square plus 4x cube y cube. Now differentiate this one. It means that differentiate this one partially with respect to x. It means y will be treated as constant. So 2y is constant and del x of x is 1 plus 3y square is constant and del x of x square is 2x plus 4y is 4y cube is constant. Del x of x cube is 3x square. So it means that 2y plus 6x y square plus 12 x square y cube. This is your f of x y. Now I am going to check what is f of y x. F of y x means del y of f of x. That means del y of f of x. F of x is this one, y square 2x y cube plus 3x square y power 4. Differentiate this one partially with respect to y, treating x as constant. So del y of y square is 2y plus 2x is constant and del y of this one is 3y square plus 3x square is constant. Del y of y power 4 is 4y cube. Now simplified. So it comes 2y plus 2 3 the 6x y square, 4 multiplied by 3 is 12 x square y cube. So see that one, f of xy is this, f of yx is this. That means same, hence verified, hence verified. So this is about the solutions of the exercise 4.2. Hopefully you people understand. Now I am coming to the 4.3 exercise. 4.3 exercise depends on the total differential and approximation. Approximation means when you are going to differentiate partially, then maybe some error will be. So we will do approximate value. So for that, total derivative is nothing, but if x, y be a continuous function on open S, then df is equal to del f del x dx plus del f del y dy, or df is equal to f of x dx plus f of y dy is called total differential. Now, if this one is given for if this one is given for three independent variable, that means if function is given f of x, y, z, then df is equal to, then df is equal to f of x dx plus f of y dy plus f of z dz. It means that differentiate partially with respect to x of this function, with respect to y of this function, and with respect to z with this function, then find the total derivative. If total derivative independent variables are x, y, z, three independent variables, then this total derivative. If two independent variables, then this the formula for total derivative. And absolute error means absolute error or absolute change is nothing but if result is coming in terms of negative, then you have to put positive. Relative change or relative error is nothing but what is the absolute change divided by function value. If you calculate it, you will get this one. And percentage error means this multiplied by 100. Now, this is solved example. When I try to solve this type of question, I will tell you that one how to solve. This is solved example which is available here. Suppose that a cylindrical cane, I am putting this one here. Suppose that cylindrical cane. So in the examination, the rule will be available. Volume of the cylindrical cane is V is equal to pi r square h. V is equal to pi r square h. So that means we need to solve this one by using this rule. V is equal to pi r square h. So we can solve it. I am giving to you this one as a homework. But how to solve? I will solve, then I will tell you. Now, this is exercise 4.3. That means if f of xy is equal to this, the change of f or total differential of f is given by this one. Find this value. So before going to, just I want to tell you question number 2. How to solve question number 2. So see that one. In question number 2, there are three independent variables. So total derivative of that one is df is equal to f of x dx plus f of y dy plus f of z dz. This is the total derivative formula. Now I do not have fx value, f of y, f of z. So what we have to do now, I am going to do to write f of x value. F of x means differentiate this equation partially with respect to x, where y will be treated and z will be treated as constant. So see that one, only this one is. That means f of x is 3x square plus or minus, see y is constant, z is constant. So derivative of that one is 0. Derivative of that one is 0. So this is your f of x. Similarly, f of y, it means that differentiate partially with respect to y of this function. So I am writing this one because of maybe some student confused. Del y of x power 3 minus del y of y e power 4z plus del y of 5. So now check that one. It means that this is 0 because of it is x. X means constant. So e power 4z minus e power 4z is also constant. So del y of y is 1 plus del y of 5 is 0. So the total answer of that one is minus e power 4z. This is your f of y. Now f of z. F of z means with respect to z partially. So x and y will be treated as constant. So f of z is, see that one, this is constant. So 0 minus y is constant and del y of e power. So how we can do? By using chain rule. E d dx of e power u is e power u into d dx of u. So it means that if you are going to differentiate partially del del z of e power 4z, so it is 4 e power 4z. So minus 4 e power 4z plus del del z of 5 is 0. So it is what? Minus 4y e power 4z. So the total derivative of that one is df equal to f of x. F of x means 3x square dx plus f of y. F of y means minus, that means minus e power 4z minus e power 4z into dy plus this f of z. F of z is minus 4y e power 4z into dz. This is your answer of question number 2. Question number 2. Now I am going to do question number 1. I am going to do question number 1. What is that? If f is equal to x square y, the change in f of total differential is this one. Find p and q value at this way. So what is, see already here total derivative is given. Just we need to write p. That means p means what? F of x. So first of all we need to write what is f of x. F of x means partially differentiate this one with respect to x. Y will be treated as constant. So it is 2xy. Now f of x at x is equal to what? 1 and y is equal to minus 1. So 1 and minus 1. So it is minus 2. This is your f of x. Now similarly f of y. Similarly f of y. F of y means differentiate this one with respect to y partially. X will be treated as constant. So x square is constant. Del del y of y is 1. So now f of y at x is equal to 1, y is equal to minus 1 is 1. So this is your f of y, this is your f of x. So what is given here? df is equal to p dx plus q dy. But total derivative is what? df is equal to f of x dx plus f of y dy. F of x plus f of y dy. So that's why now I'm going to do that one. df is equal to f of x at x is equal to 1 and y is equal to minus 1 is equal to minus 2 dx plus f of y is 1 dy. So when I compare that from this and this one, so p here p dx and here minus 2 dx. So p is equal to minus 2 and q is equal to 1. So this is the answer of question number 1. Now I am going to do this question. Suppose that a cone is designed to have a radius of 2 inch and a height of 4 inch, but that the radius and height are off by the amount of this one. Estimate the resulting absolute change in the volume. So volume of cone is V is equal to 1 by 3 pi r square h. What he is asking? Change in the volume of the cone. So dV means del V del r into dr plus del V del h into dh. So see that one, del V del r we don't have, del V del h we don't have, dh and dr value we have. So how we can find it? So del V del r means differentiate this equation partially with respect to r. So del V del r, del V del r, del V del r, differentiate this equation partially with respect to r, where h will be, pi will be, 1 by 3 will be treated as constant. So 1 by 3 is constant, pi is constant, h is constant, because of you are going to differentiate partially with respect to r. So r square means 2r. This is your del V del r. Now calculate it. 1 by 3 pi h. H is given here 4 inches and 2 r is given here 2. So 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, multiplied by 4 is 16 pi divided by 3. This is your del V del R. Now del V del H. Del V del H. Differentiate this equation partially with respect to H. That means R pi 1 by 3 will be constant. So 1 by 3 pi R square is constant and del H of H is 1. So this is your del V del H. Now replace all that information. Pi by 3 and R means here 2 inches. So R square means 4. So it is 4 pi by 3. So therefore now absolute change, that means now first change in the volume is dV is equal to del V del R. Del V del R is 16 pi by 3, 16 pi by 3 into dr. Dr means multiplied by 0.02 plus del V del H means 4 pi by 3 into dH means minus 0.3. Just calculate it. So when you calculate it, it becomes, when you calculate, it will come like this one. And when you divide it, 0.88 divided by 3, it is coming minus 0.293 pi. But he is asking absolute change. So what you have to do, absolute change is, as I told you that one, absolute change will be nothing but it's the positive value. So what we have to do, absolute change in volume, that means dV mod is equal to 0.293 pi cubic unit. This is the answer of that question. Now, related to that, if it is asking relative change, then you have to use this rule. If it is asking percentage change, then you have to use this rule. Now, related to that, please try to solve this example. I mean, this is solved example by using this rule, pi r square h. And the answer of that one is, uh, 0.4. The answer of that question which I gave to you as a homework is 0.4. Sorry, absolute change is, he is asking what is that? Estimate absolute change. So absolute change is 0.2 pi, cubic unit, 0.2 pi cubic unit. This is the answer of that question. Just you need to check absolute change. So please try to do this one. So hopefully you people understand, and try to prepare this one for the quiz purpose as well as for the final exam. Hopefully you people understand this one.